Unlock the door, bitch. I'm on my way, and I got chicken strips.
I don't know why they call them chasers. It's not like Chubs can run real fast.
Double vodka with hot brownie chasers.
She just wanted to watch me eat it. Naked.
I can't say that. That's dirty.
Chasers will do anything to get into your pants. I love them.
Stop it! Stop!
Oh,
God. Chubs gone wild.
Well, hello and welcome to another amazing episode of Chubs Gone Wild. This is episode 583. We're just 17 shows away from the big 600. Yay! And we will never be as far, probably, as Big Fatty, who's already in show like 3,000 something, if not more. Anyway, it's Monday, March 10th, 2025, and it's 67 degrees and sunny outside in Chubland, where it is 7 days until St. Patrick's Day, 10 to Ostara, the beginning of spring. It's also 41 days till Easter, whatever that is, and 235 till Halloween. But the big one is coming up very quickly, 290 days until Christmas.
It's funny. I can't remember where I was, but I heard somebody talking about Astara. I'm thinking, oh God, there's more. You're not the only idiot out there that keeps talking about that thing.
Oh, I believe that you're mispronouncing pagan as idiot. Well,
I
work
didn't
on that
pronounce
later.
pagan at all. Yeah, but it was just so funny because out of nowhere, I'm trying to think of where I was because I remember it was two women talking and they were sitting and I walked past them and I'm thinking it couldn't have been Costco
Hmm.
because there's no seating
Hmm.
that they would have been at. And I don't know, must have been a restaurant we went to, but it was just, it's funny because, you never hear certain phrase or words. And then all of a sudden you do, and it's like, oh my God, there's more than one out there.
Oh, there's a lot of us out there. Yes, sirree. Celebrating the spring by getting naked and frolicking. I don't do that part really. Although I would if I had a place where I felt comfortable, but
You
that's
got a
certainly not the
backyard.
city.
You got a
Yeah,
backyard that nobody wants to go out to, so you'll be there all by
actually,
yourself.
my sweet mom wants to go out there more, but
I know, but your mother's asleep by what, 3 o'clock? You could be out there dancing around at 4.
that's probably true. But yeah. We'll debate that later. Today's affirmation. I am comfortable with my power at work, which comes from my heart. It is always loving, gentle, and just. And that's so true for you because you don't work. There you go. Now, do you can do you consider what you do at home though, like work? I
Oh,
mean,
absolutely not.
oh, really? Okay,
No,
so you're
I
not like
live
a
the
domestic housekeeper or whatever.
no, I live I've got a maid. I
I
live
know.
I live the life of leisure. I'm a lady of leisure.
Well, after everything that you did for the first one, you certainly deserve it from the second. That's all I'm gonna say at that.
Well, I also put the second one through school too.
Well,
So
yeah, that's absolutely true.
yeah.
And not just that, but you practically raised it.
And,
Uh,
well, and I've saved through
you have.
work and inheritance, and
You wouldn't
you
have
know,
the house otherwise.
well, yeah. I mean,
That is you,
I've got I don't have a house payment,
right?
so everything worked out the way it was supposed to.
Mm-hmm.
Which is interesting because everyone tries to get their okay. This is how it's going to be when this happens and this happens. I
Mm-hmm.
By the time I retired, I owned my house, which is the way it's supposed to
Amazing.
be.
Yes, exactly.
But when people have children and emergencies, where they have to get a second mortgage, they have to
Right.
get I have no credit card debt, so
That's
it's just
wonderful.
yeah.
Yeah.
I it's just so gratifying that you can actually plan something out and have it work.
Hmm? You are the Disney and American dreams that we have all been led to believe in. So I that's pretty fucking awesome, really. Okay, so let's talk real quick about Patreon, which helps support folks like us who are creators and receive rewards not open to the general public, like my Life in Fragments podcast, books, videos, and more. And we want to thank our current patrons, Clint, Nephi, Nick, DJ Sausage from the Universe, Eric, Sean, Charles, Phoenix Day, Brother Sinatus, Kingsley, Kathy Bacon, and Moose B. Please visit patreon.com/Matt Burlingame to find out how you can add your name to that list for as little as $1 a month. And Patreon patrons, this week, be on the lookout for your advanced reader copy of the poetry book. It is finally finished. The final edits are in. It is being processed, and now it shall be yours to put on your computer and, you know, read if you so desire. Speaking of history, the first discernible speech was transmitted over the telephone system when inventor Alexander Graham Bell summons his assistant in another room by saying, "Mr. Watson, come here. I want you." Bell had received the comprehensive telephone patent just 3 days before, and that happened on March 10th. Double checking, 1876. Yeah.
Who had that joke? Was it? I want to say it was Bette Midler, but
Lily
maybe
Tomlin.
it was the Lee Tomlin. Yeah, because
Yeah.
he comes rushing in, arms outstretched.
I love that. She did such a good job with that. But
And
okay.
but wasn't there somebody else who was working on this at the same time who actually had it before him? But Bell got the patent ahead of the other person.
I seem to think that is correct. Yeah. I'm not sure, of course. In this story, it doesn't tell you, but
Right. Now, do you
um
remember Hedy Lamarr,
uh-huh.
the actress,
Yeah.
that they made fun of in Blazing Saddles? But Hedy Lamarr was the one who invented Wi-Fi.
What?
She was a scientist as well. She had
Wow.
had a degree in science, and I mean, maybe not invented it, but the concept of it
Mhm.
um, is linked to her. Isn't that
That's
weird?
really awesome.
You
I
know,
love,
I always love little stories like that where you're like
yeah.
going, Hedy Lamarr, the actress? Yes.
Right. Like I love when people like, like Maya Bialik, where she's, doing her shows and stuff on TV. And then you find out like she is like a neuroscientistic, like,
Well, it was like in
that
Big
type of
Bang
thing.
Theory, she was the only one that actually could have been her character.
Yes,
You
exactly.
know,
So I think that stuff is awesome. All right, well, let's see if we celebrated any holidays or holidays, depending. Oh, there's a number of them today, starting with the Commonwealth Day. Have you celebrated your Commonwealth today?
no.
Good. Oh, that reminds me, are you boycotting Amazon this week?
Um, heard it was for good, not
I
just
have
just
just
this
heard
week.
through this week or possibly the end of the month, depending.
Well, so far I am yes.
Okay. I'm actually doing pretty well too. I did watch one episode of Reacher, but other than that, I haven't ordered anything. I
Oh
haven't.
wait, does that count too?
Yeah, they're saying you should completely boycott, but I'm like, okay, it's an episode of Reacher, so I don't think that's gonna get them a lot of money. Um, but yeah. Okay, so Festival of Life in the Cracks. Okay. Fill our staplers. When is the last time you used a stapler?
Um, it's been within the last decade. I have a stapler. So,
Yeah, I have a stapler. I've actually used it twice this year, I think, and before that
well,
it was at least a year, if not more.
yeah, my tax guy
Hmm.
stapled our return together, so I guess that happened last month.
There you go. That's cool.
So
Um, histotechnology professionals day. Hmm, okay. International Bagpipe Day. Did you play with your bagpipe? Nope.
yesterday, oh wait, what?
Oh. International Day of Awesomeness. Okay, we're celebrating that right now. International Lime Day. Nope, no limes. Landline Telephone Day.
What's that?
I don't. Well, have you seen those videos? Excuse me, of the younger people that are all like, they should have a telephone that is just like permanently like in your house that like everyone can use in case you lose your phone. And it's like then other people will pop on and be like talking about a landline, right? So yeah. Anyway. Oh. Let's see. And then it is Mario Day. So I don't know if that's like Mario Brothers or what.
I would think it is.
Oh, oh dear, no. Um, I would hope so. It's also Blueberry Popover Day.
That sounds good.
Hmm. Eh,
See, my favorite berry is blueberry.
that's very cool. My favorite berry is strawberry, followed by blackberry-ish.
Yeah,
But
see, I don't. Blackberry is low on my list because of they usually are awfully seedy,
uh
and raspberry is the same way. Of course, strawberry doesn't bother me, but it has to be fresh. I will not have.
hmm.
Um, I don't like cooked strawberry, like in a strawberry rhubarb pie, or
Oh
I'll
yeah.
jam's okay, jam's all
Uh-huh.
right,
Yes.
but I just don't like the fake strawberry taste. That just grosses me out.
I understand that, especially like that fake strawberry gel type stuff. Gross.
Well, you don't like
Um,
Jello anyway, so
no, but like, they have it's not even it's not a jello, but it's like a gel, so they spread it like it's just gross. But yes, I absolutely love fresh strawberries. I'm not so fond of of cooked strawberries in anything. Mm-mm. Um, hey, well, it's also National Ranch Day. I'm assuming they're not talking about the dressing. Maybe they are. I don't know.
well, if it is, I'm going to have some tonight.
Have you seen the videos of that one guy that got famous because he was so into ranch? He was a big guy and he would just like take ranch dressing everywhere he went and like find a reason to smother stuff in it.
I guess I missed that
Yeah,
pivotal story.
you're not missing anything. I mean, he was a fun guy, but I no, it's
Was
so
probably because
short.
he's dead now from eating so much fucking ranch
No,
dressing.
actually, I think he moved on to doing other stuff.
Well,
The
you know why
ranch, there's only so much
ranch
stuff you can put ranch
you know
on.
why ranch tastes so good?
Okay, no.
MSG.
That would explain a lot. I do
Yeah,
like a good buttermilk ranch dressing. And
yeah. So,
actually, that's lower in calorie too.
mm,
I know, right? Things and it's you can get it carb free. Anyway, National Women and Girls HIV/AIDS Awareness Day. And that is
I have not celebrated that.
no, but we take awareness of it because it is important, especially for a client of mine. Let's see, it's National Workplace Napping Day. I'll be doing that later. Pack your lunch. Nope. Salvation Army and oh no, sorry, U.S. Paper Money Day. U.S. Paper Money Day. I do have some actually.
I do too.
Yeah.
Daddy always gives me cash to have on hand.
Oh, I love that. That's a good daddy. So did you pack your lunch when you went or doing school? Did you pack your
Rarely,
lunch or buy it?
Yeah, my mom didn't. She's like, fuck that. Here's 50 cents or whatever it was at
Yeah.
whatever point. I mean, now it's like $3 or $4 for lunch.
Hmm.
And I remember, I think the highest I ever paid was $5 for a week. It was
Yeah,
a dollar a day.
yeah, I think the same. Only for me, I actually was able to get, they were just kind of doing school lunch, free school lunches for us indigent children.
Well,
Uh,
they still do that.
and
Well,
well,
maybe
I
not
know, but they were
anymore.
just kind of like putting it into where we were at that time.
No, we had poor kids that would get free lunches.
Yeah. Well, that's
I
nice
mean, I mean,
where you were.
families that were suffering at the time.
Yes. Suffering horribly from starving children.
Yeah.
Anyway, so I was able to do that for like most of seventh grade, and then like whenever I would go in to get tickets, they would the school bullies would be in there, and I got tired of dealing that with that. So by eighth grade, I just stopped eating lunch altogether. So
Well,
I could have had free lunch, but
that's why you're the stick you are today.
uh, yeah, it's true, very true. Had to make up for it. Like when were you one of the kids like me who when you would go through McDonald's, which was very rare, you would end up getting like one small hamburger and you're like, when I get older, I'm going to have 10 Big Macs if I want them.
Um, well, I would never want that. No, no, I didn't. What I used to do is I used to get the cheeseburgers
Uh-huh.
because they were 50 cents a piece.
Oh, remember that? Oh, sometimes they would be less. Sometimes you could get them for like 35 cents or something. We would stock up on a bunch of those and just put them in the freezer.
Oh, that's interesting. Uh, well, because it was summer school, and I used to have to go to San Juan High School for
Mhm.
summer school, but I had to take bus. It was either bus 20 or bus 30. I'm not sure. But it went from where I would pick it up, it would go to Sunrise Mall, and then you get a different bus to go to San Juan's, but you had to go through Sunrise Mall, and there was a McDonald's there.
Uh,
And so after uh, for lunch, we would stop there, get two burgers, and you used to be able to dress them yourselves.
oh.
Yeah, yeah.
Hmm.
Not the Big Macs and stuff, but the regular hamburgers. You get the burger, and then they had, a little bar with pickles, and they had
Hmm.
mayo and ketchup and mustard, and you decorate. Oh, and onions. They had sliced onions. That's what I liked. I get the mayo, and the onions. Yum.
Yeah, definitely be getting that mayo. I do like it. But yeah, so I was just thinking it's interesting the other day how when I was a kid, I'd be like, I order a bunch of Big Macs because I can and I'll be an adult. And now I'm all like, yeah, when's enough? So interesting how we grow. Anyway, that was the
It's
day.
called. Is it grow or bloom?
Well, it's a little bit of both, I imagine, but
We
yeah.
grow in our head, but we bloom in our bodies.
Hmm.
Unfortunately.
Oh, you said bloom? I thought you said like bloom.
Well, balloon too, either or.
Yeah,
It's the
that's
same
what I
thing.
thought you said, balloon.
I think I did.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Well, how about we look at some birthdays?
You mean there's other birthdays than Kathy Bacon's last week?
Oh, it's so weird. Well, today, several people were born, including Michael and Greg.
I know Greg.
You used to work with Greg. And well, we
And tell me, has Greg not just gotten better looking as he's gotten older?
I know, I have noticed that. Quite
It's
jealous.
because he was always attractive,
Yes.
but he just keeps getting like better and better.
You know
It's
what I think it is? I think when he was younger, he knew he was attractive, and that kind of made him a little bit unattractive. But now that he's kind of like settled down into being kind of a more, what's the word?
daddy.
I was thinking nice person. Because let's
he
face it,
was always
he
nice.
wasn't not nice, but he had an ego, and now he doesn't have as big of an ego, and I think that makes somebody more attractive.
Well, yeah, I
Yeah.
agree with that.
So, also coming up, happy birthday to Tina, formerly Sin of the Freak Network. Also to David, Barry, author Cage or KG, I don't know. Harper. We have Jose Marcus. Oh, Aaron, formerly known as our little actor boy Loki, and he is no little twink anymore. And then we, of course, have Andy. Happy birthday, Andy. And two posthumous birthdays. Mr. Cal Ryder, who had a very tragic ending, and God, he was just such a good guy and such a wonderful community member. It's very sad. And then also to Lenore, who was involved in a lot of our acting circles around City College and just a really sweet, amazing person. And she passed away last year. So, all right. Uh, book. Let's see. That's done. All right. Well, there's nothing in our feedback, but I know Tom is chomping at the bit to hand out some chub hugs.
Well, mine's really not a chub hug. Mine's more of a, uh, did you know?
Mhm.
For those of us who partake in vaping of whatever,
Mhm.
they tend to clog up,
Okay.
and you can't, they clog up, and you just throw them away. Well, I did some investigating on it, and they clog up because if they're under like 70 degrees, they tend to clog up. So
Hmm.
if you warm them up, like, you know, I like to shove them under my boob, and then you take it
Yeah.
and it unplugs.
Photos for the blind. Tom is puffing away on his pot pipe. I
So
mean, not pipe.
so yeah, you just want to get it warm enough that it melts the whatever the resin that's clogging it up. And I mean, this thing started clogging at the first week
Mhm.
because we were in the 50s, here during the day. So the house is never getting above 70 degrees, maybe at your
Oh,
house, but not here.
yeah.
So I was pissed because I kept throwing them away. And then I did the research, unclog your vape pens or your vape, whatever they're called now, the vapes, by warming them up gently I use body heat. Put it under your arm, put it under your boob, anywhere that's warm. It was funny. Last night I made pizza,
Mhm.
and my pizza was not warm. It was not rising because it wasn't warm enough in the house. My crust. So I put it in a metal bowl, and I put it on my belly,
Ah.
it was warm enough that it raised the yeast raised the dough, and it was I got twice the dough out of it. So
Well, I'm glad that you're at least not trying to cure a ham in a bathtub, but interesting. Hmm.
no, that's clean a ham in a bathtub.
Whatever works. Uh, Not judging. So, okay. Well, that is very good to know. That's an excellent chub hug out to all those vape people who are wasting money throwing their vape pens away when they should be putting them under their boobs.
That's right.
That's right. Okay, so for me, Chub Hugs is just generally right now out to anybody who needs them. And I'm sure there's a lot
Oh
of people
God,
who
a
needs them.
generic chub hug.
Absolutely.
Lazy, so
Well,
lazy.
no, there's a lot of people out there who their stocks are going down, they're being fired, all sorts of things. So, all right. Well, what's in the news? It turns out that Paul Feig, the director behind comedies Bridesmaids and 2016's Ghostbusters reboot, and his wife have donated $300,000 to three LGBTQ plus youth advocacy groups: the Trevor Project, translifeline.org, and It Gets Better. In response to the numerous anti-LGBTQ actions of the president. In recent weeks, we have witnessed the dismantling of crucial protections for the health and safety of the LGBTQ community, and particularly the transgender community. So that is wonderful. Somebody walked up to Timothy Chalamet and said, "I'll give $1,000 to whatever charity you name right now." And he named the New York LGBTQ Center. So that was pretty fucking awesome too. By the way, today, X, formerly Twitter, is experiencing its third major outage of the day, with users reporting widespread login and loading issues. The hacking group Darkstorm Team has reportedly claimed responsibility for a DDoS attack on the platform, according to a public Telegram post. So, X is down, much like the rocket ship. Anyway. Well, that brings us to some very sad celebrity deaths.
First up, we have Carl Dean. He was an asphalt paver who met his future wife, Dolly Parton, outside the Nashville laundromat more than 60 decades ago and quietly championed her as she rode to superstardom. He died on Monday at 82. It was right after we recorded last week, which is, what a wonderful life they had.
Absolutely.
That's,
yeah.
I don't know. I mean, he never complained. You never heard any bullshit in the the trades or online or anything. So
and
good for
she
them.
was always very upfront that they had an agreement, their own special agreement, type thing. So
Peter Ingalls, Saved by the Bell producer, he died at 88. Jazz artist Roy Ayers, known for Everybody Loves the Sunshine, dies at 84. Pamela Bach, Baywatch actress and ex-wife of David Hasselhoff, she died at 62. Okay, and authorities revealed that actor Gene Hackman died of a heart disease, and slurred severe signs of Alzheimer's disease a full week after his wife died of hantavirus in their home. So what happened was on the 11th, she died of hantavirus, which is brought on by rats. I checked with somebody who lives down in that area. It's mostly rats. And New Mexico has a big rat problem. So she died. Now, no one knew to think. I mean, she hadn't gone to the doctor or anything with her being sick. Well, he had Alzheimer's. This is something they really hadn't talked about before, and dementia. He probably didn't know what to do or what had happened, and he was just wandering around the house until his pacemaker gave out on him 7 days later because he was starving, because he couldn't prepare his own food. That's why the dog died. The indoor dog died because they all died, and they didn't find them after Hackman had died for almost 10 days.
Yeah,
they didn't find any of the three of them. The two outdoor dogs lived because they were outdoors and they could scavenge for rats and whatever. But it's a very, very sad situation that happened. Very. I mean, when I heard it, what they were saying, because I'm like, how did she die? She died a week before him, and he didn't know what to do. He was lost, and then he couldn't feed himself, and it's just he couldn't call anybody, and nobody came and checked on him. Right. Seriously, on the 11th, nobody checked on him until 17 days later. There's something not
Well, they
right
were in the
there.
middle of the desert. They probably cut themselves off so that people didn't know how bad he was. But
Well, I
you'd think
guess,
that there
but
was somebody.
well, the children, there's got to be something. I'm sure that they had health people that came in and helped her with it. You know, I don't know. I don't know.
I don't know.
Right.
Sound like it.
Okay, my
Horrible about
week.
that pup, though.
Yeah, my week. Well, it was an older pup, so and they all went together. Okay, so on Drag Race this week, we had let's see, it was a villains roast,
Mm.
and they brought back three of the queens, the meanest queens that they had on RuPaul's Drag Race, and we're roasting them. And it's funny because the two people I thought were going to do the best did okay. And then some of the people I thought were going to be terrible did much better than no one did really great. No one did really great, but um, uh, yeah, there were a couple that bombed. One girl was pissed because of well, Jasmine, is it Jasmine Sparkles? Jasmine Sparkles, I think that's it. She won the an earlier contest, so she got to pick who went when on the roast, and
Okay.
so she put the one girl before her on the roast because she figured she was going to do worse than she was, but it had nothing to do with trying to sabotage her. Well, the queen thought she was getting sabotaged, so she stole Sparkles half of her routine, half of her jokes.
Ah.
So she did the jokes before Jasmine got to go up. Is it Jasmine or Jessica? I don't know. It's Jay Sparkles. I know that. And so when she gets up there, she's like lost because half of her jokes have just been told. How's she going to work around that? So that was fortunately the saboteur ended up going home.
Good.
Yeah. So that's I
That's
mean,
just fucked up.
yeah, you don't plagiarize anybody, and worse if you're doing it for revenge.
Right.
Um, let's see. Saturday Night Live had the lovely Lady Gaga on this week. Very,
Oh.
very funny show. Um, yeah, it was, well, that's what I always say. If you get somebody on that's already funny,
Mm-hmm.
it's going to be a great show.
Right.
It's when, you put Elon Musk up there and it's going to be a very mediocre show.
Oh my
Uh,
gosh, they didn't really do that, did
oh,
they?
yeah, they had him on a few years ago. Yeah. Let's see. Traders season 3 finished on Peacock, and the four people that remained were all faithful, so they split the prize.
Hmm.
Uh, on the Pit, which is the ER in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, on Max show. Oh my God, this episode was way too much cutting. Too many operation scenes, too many
Hmm.
having to cut to make this. It was like I I like the medical shows. I just don't like the operations and the shots.
Yeah.
I hate that
Okay.
stuff. I hate
Okay.
it. Let's see. On The Bachelors last week was the hometowns,
Hmm.
and Juliana. She has this big Italian family. Grant gets there, and there's like 30 people there. Can you imagine the ambush you must feel when there's 30 fucking people all vying for your time? Zoe, she did modeling in New York, so they did a before they met her family. They did a little modeling spread, which was kind of fun. It was for a wedding modeling too, so that was even better. Uh, Latania, she is in Wyoming. She's a Mormon. I can't wait to see how that works out.
Hmm.
And because he Grant is black and he's got earrings. He's very liberal. I can't. Yeah, I just yeah.
Ah.
No, we're not growing our kids. We're not raising kids Mormon. That's not going to happen. That kind of thing. I just feel it's not good. And then Dina, she's in Chicago. Her parents refused to be on TV. They refused to do the visit.
Hmm.
So guess who went home that episode? Dina.
Uh,
Or Dina. I love Dina. She was one of my favorites too. So
hmm.
she ended up going home, and I'm figuring that the next one will be the Mormon, and it'll be between Zoe and Juliana. And honestly, I the no one's floating my boat.
Hmm.
Last night's episode of White Lotus.
Oh, I
That
haven't watched that one yet.
there's not too many spoilers really on this. It's just the father who's married to Parker Posey.
Jason
He's he,
Isaacs.
he's being investigated for fraud, and so he's stealing her anxiety pills,
Uh-huh.
and now he's just sitting around, you know, oh, don't worry about that. Everything will be fine, and everyone's like, what the hell's wrong with him? And she's like, oh, somebody's stealing my meds. What am I gonna do? And then the kids are off with on this yacht, the two
Hmm.
boys. So I'm figuring
Oh,
that's when they're finally gonna, and uh I'm trying to think the Uncle Willie, who I call Uncle Willie because he's on the uh, and I can't think of the name of the other show he's on, but he's the Righteous Gemstones. He's Uncle Billy. So
hmm.
he just said he told us that his father was killed by the man who owns the White Lotus in Thailand. So we don't know if
Oh,
it's a
no.
revenge thing or what. And
See that coming.
and the lady, the masseuse lady, she recognized Jennifer Coolidge's husband
Hmm.
who killed her, and he's there with a different name, and now we're worried about her. So
I was just like, girl, shut your mouth.
yeah, but nothing's really happened. The episode was really, I mean, it was one of those filler ones that lead us to somewhere else, but we didn't get anything really exciting. Not even with the three women.
Well,
Uh,
that's what I'm thinking. It's just like so far. I mean, I haven't watched the fourth episode yet, but I'm just like, okay, I know lots of foreshadowing, but can we get somewhere at some point?
okay, let's see. Let's see. No. Oh, on Deal or No Deal Island, I'm getting a little tired, and this is on a lot of different reality shows, but I'm doing it on this one. They're all so angry at each other. You betrayed me. You stabbed me in the back. You did. They're all, it's like they're all drama queens, and it's like it's a fucking game on TV. Come on, get off my back. I want to win as much as you do.
Mm-hmm.
So I hate when they start clutching the pearls on how could you do this to me.
Uh,
I don't know. Did I tell you I finished the kids baking championship last week? I think I did. Anyway, it was the only boy that had been left after I think he was like top five. There was only one boy, and he ends up winning, and he was the one I liked best anyway. He had that I grew up in the military look like I did when I was a kid, so that there was a kinship. We started a new show called Gross Point Garden Society on Peacock, and it's basically um, a soap opera.
mm-hmm.
There's four main characters are all part of the Garden Society, and at the very first episode, we see them burying somebody's body. We don't know who, and so it's going to be one of those things of who did they kill and why did they kill them, and it's probably because Crystal got thrown into the fountain with what's the Joan Collins. It's very Dynasty Dallas, that
Okay.
kind of high soap opera kind of drama, but it has some funny parts in it too. So it's not stiff like some of those were. Finished Night Agent. It ended well, season two, and they gave a good
Yeah.
cliffhanger on why season three should go on. And okay, that makes sense.
Mm.
Um, I just don't know how they're going to get the meddling girl involved in the thing again. Hopefully not.
Mm.
I watched the first episode of Daredevil. Eh, yeah, it looked good.
The first episode, a little slow, yeah. Second one picks up a little bit, but
Okay.
I by the end of the second episode with the fight scenes, I was just like, yes.
Huh?
Anyway,
Okay.
I think Matt Murdock is so adorable too.
I don't know who that is.
That's Daredevil, the guy
Oh,
that Daredevil, Charlie Cox,
now is this the same group that was on the other one?
the
Because
Netflix.
yes, because they made it sound like this was what, like 10 years later, 15 years later, something.
Yeah,
A
yeah.
few years later.
A few
Yeah.
years later, yeah. It is.
So,
It's the same thing. It picks up from the same place, but they kill off. They take out like two of the main three characters of it to focus more on Daredevil.
okay. Um, well, did you know Survivor started?
You know, Amazon showed me a big thing about that, but I did not watch it. No.
Well, it's been the second week. They've already gone 2 weeks.
Oh no, I didn't
And
know that. I hadn't
yeah,
heard about
and
that.
usually, somebody notifies me, Paramount Plus or Apple TV. No one notifies shit.
Hmm.
So we ended up watching the first two episodes. Steph, who was like, I know she's inches away from being a Karen. She's kind of a Karen, but with a new age kind of Karen, which
That's even worse.
yes, isn't it? And then you second week was Kevin, who was sure he was running the game, and he wasn't, so he's out. And then we started a new show on Hulu called Deli Boys, and it's about these two young men whose father owns a lot of ABC delis in whichever city they're in, and all of a sudden he gets killed accidentally, and basically the company dismantles the basic company that the deli company dismantles, and everyone takes their own shit, but the two boys are left with the original deli. And the aunt or somebody, this woman comes in, I still don't know what her position is, and she goes, oh, well, she kills this guy in the deli. She says, get rid of the body, we're gonna have to figure out what we're gonna do with the deli now. And they go, well, can't we just run the deli? And she goes, it's never just been a deli. They've been running money, like um, laundering money through all the different delis all these years. So now these two guys are in the middle of, danger every episode, but it's a comedy,
Hmm.
and they're quite handsome as well. So I'm
Hmm.
not having a problem with that. I do want more shirts off episode. I got to see what's going on.
Yes.
And that's it for me.
Oh, okay. Well, sounds like some pretty good stuff. Sounds like a few things I need to catch up on. I usually try to wait till Survivor's a little bit more, got more episodes out there
Why, you're going
before
to
I
watch them
watch.
all at one time, and then you're going to still be waiting for more to come out.
Mhm. I'll watch them and see what happens if I like it or I don't. Speaking of like it or don't, Andor, the Star Wars thing, show that was on Star or Disney 2 years ago, I guess, has a season two that's going to be coming out fairly soon. And from the previews, season two looks like it might be a hell of a lot better than season one, which I still spent half of it going, what the hell is going on again? Where are they? What is this?
And by the way, that was comes out in April.
Yay! April. I like April. So, well, we'll see if that is any better than that first season, just off so bad until they got into the prison. Then it actually got good. So, all right. Well, for me this week, I did actually end up being able to watch a number of things, including Legend, the 1985 fantasy film with Tom Cruise and Mia Sara and Tim Curry. along with Billy Barty and some other folks. And I watched that because we are discussing that on Matinee Minutia, which should be out in about a week or so. Um, so yeah, that was not fun. I saw that in the theater when I was 14, and I didn't understand it then, and I think I understood it about as well now. Wow, did they go wrong with that? I mean, I can't believe that they put all that money into actually that. Did you see this? I don't asking you if you remember it, but did you at least see Legend?
Oh, yeah, but
Okay,
40
yeah,
years ago.
exactly, same. Anyway, so uh they had this huge forest set. They actually built it. It's not CGI, it's not a real forest. They built this thing and it's pretty incredible. And it halfway through the movie it burned like half of it burned down. So there was that. Anyway, they had all the elements going into it, a great cast, a great director, Ridley Scott, amazing director, sets, but man, there was just no fucking storyline. Uh, Everything was over the top. Nothing made sense. It was just a big piece of poo. But we talk more about that on Matinee Minutia. So then I decided to apparently watch another kind of pooish film. And last night, for some reason, I just got in the mood that I wanted to watch the Mad Max series of films from start to finish. And I guess I never even watched the first Mad Max because I didn't remember anything from that. Like there actually being people or there being some semblance of civilization still going on there. Um, uh, it was fine. It was 1979. It was what it was. I'm not. I didn't hate it, but it was everything was so predictable. The only thing that was nice about it was, back then Mel Gibson was cute in his nice tight leather pants. Before he showed us that he was batshit crazy. Anyway, so yes, Mad Max. I'm sure most of you have seen it. If you're like, huh, that sounds interesting, maybe I should go watch it. Eh. And then I decided to watch Mad Max 2, which is Road Fury or I don't know, something, whatever, Mad Max 2. And it was actually better, more cohesive. But the thing that pissed me off, you can give me a bad 70s sci-fi movie and I'll still be intrigued. But in both these films, they killed the dogs. He had a dog in both films, and in both of them, they killed the dog. That is a big middle finger for me. Fuck you. I'm so tired of that shit.
But that is the motivation for why you want him to win.
Yes,
And
but it
remember
still
that
pisses
the
me
dog
off.
didn't actually die.
I don't, still, you save the dog. You can kill the family. Okay, there's your motivation.
I
Save
remember
the
people
dog.
got all upset when the horse got killed in the
Uh-huh.
Walking Dead.
Yeah, because we love our animals.
I know, but
They're
that
nicer than
horse that
people.
horse got 2 weeks worth of pay.
Residuals and
Yeah,
residuals. Yeah.
he worked for 2 weeks. He had a good run on the show. I agree. I mean, there's nothing worse. I mean, it's hard to watch, like reels when,
Mm.
especially on X now, where everything's so violent and
Yeah.
people are. There was one where this woman kicked somebody's dog, like
Huh.
lifted it up in the air, kicked it. It was like a football, and it's like it's terrible. But yeah, now you know what's interesting.
Uh,
The first one, the
mm.
first Mad Max, didn't come out first in America. The Road Warrior
Right.
came out in America
I remember
first,
that. Yeah.
and when they brought out Mad Max 1, they dubbed Mel Gibson's voice because they thought no one would be able to understand what he was saying.
That is a very interesting tidbit. And maybe I wonder if I watched which one I watched, if I watched it original, because he sounded like he had an Australian accent. But now that I'm thinking about it, his voice was a little out of sync with his lips. That's interesting. That's very interesting.
But yeah, because I remember because Road Warrior came out in the U.S. and it was
Mhm.
a decent hit. And so then they went, oh, there's a prequel. There's a prequel to that, and
Ah,
so and that came out, which was never really that good. It had what could have been good. Of course, it did come out with the Road Warrior, and that was much better. And that's where I think the thing actually got its legs was where when it came out as Road Warrior, they figured out what was wrong with the first one and make it right.
right.
Didn't
Yeah.
they also kill off his wife in number one too?
In number one, they killed his wife and kid. Yep.
But that was
He had
okay.
like a
It
little
was, but
toddler.
when the dog died, that's
Yeah, pretty much because you knew that they were going to kill his family. You just knew it. You just because he didn't have a family in the all the other ones. So you just knew that that was going to happen. But I was hoping the dog would escape. You know, it's just
but
come
you,
on. I'm so tired of that stuff. I mean,
but
I know this was like 100 years ago, but still.
still, but Matt, what is it? Not Mad Max. Completely John Wick.
John Wick, yeah.
I mean, that is the whole story of John Wick. That's how John Wick came to be. They
Uh-huh.
came in and they killed his fucking dog, and he killed everybody associated with anybody that was associated with killing his dog over
Rightly so.
four movies.
Yeah. And I'm fine with that. I mean, I hate that the dog died, but I
It was a
go
puppy. It
kill
was
them all. Kill them
yeah,
all.
and
Well,
then and his new dog still has survived.
yes. Yeah.
So
Oh, and did you see the preview for the new John Wick movie?
no,
Yeah, it is a woman, a young woman who aspires to be like him and then runs into him and I guess maybe he trains her. So it's probably going to launch a new franchise off of her or something, but I'm all for. I mean, I know that they get a little too violent sometimes, but I'm still there. I'm still go get them all. Go get them. Go get them all. Go back and do the same to Mad Max people. Anyway, so there's that in case you guys want to see it. I will be continuing, even though I've seen the other two more recent. I'm still gonna watch them. So, all right. So there's three more in the series, I believe. All right. Daredevil Born Again, we talked about. I think it's really good. I'm enjoying it. Especially the end of episode two just got really good. Reacher. I think we talked about that. Did you watch that?
no.
Okay, so no spoilers for that in case you're going to actually watch it.
What? There's three seasons. I'm not going to watch this,
Okay,
but
so you
our
didn't.
listeners
I
probably
assume that
are.
you watched seasons one and two because they were good. My mistake. But yeah, Reacher is really good, and this is the best season. The story is coherent, the acting is good, everything is very sharp. I hate the fact that on the new one they killed off a really good character, two good, really good characters, and one very violently. But still it's a really good season. So you encouraged me to watch White Lotus. I watched season one, two, and I am caught up on three except for the last episode. And one, I was like, I know you're trying to be quirky, but you're too boring in between the quirkiness to be quirky enough. But still, I was intrigued.
Did
Season
you love the shitting in the suitcase scene?
No, I absolutely was horrified by that, but I had heard that, ugh, but I was horrified, horrified. I didn't think it deserved the outcome that it did afterward, but
Right.
still, um, I did watch the whole thing going, okay, who's gonna die? Who is it? So I did not expect it to be him. But all right, and then White Lotus season 2 was actually kind of fun. I was very sad that Jennifer bit it at the end after blowing away all the gays and everything that happened. I was totally like, yes, girl, yes, do it, get out of there. And then, but she went out on her own terms. That's all I can say, you know. Um, yeah, nobody actually killed her. But I don't know. I kind of have a love-hate with this show. Part of me hates it and part of me likes it. And you're right, season 3 is feeling different, but they need to do something now. They need to make it more interesting.
Well, unfortunately, Mike Lee has the same problem that Ryan Reynolds has. He promises 8 or 10 episodes, but can really
Right.
only deliver 4.
Right, you're absolutely right. And
So,
just
and
to
it's usually
Ryan Murphy.
3, no, 1, 7, 8, 9, or 1, 8, 9, 10, depending on how many episodes there are. The
Uh,
last 3 are usually really good, and the first one's really good, but the middle, like 2, 3, and 4,
just drag.
maybe 5, or like,
Yeah.
oh God, something happened.
Uh-huh. That's what happened with the reboot of V, is that they had like 13 episodes and 1 and 2 were good. The rest of them up to 10, 11, or no, 11, 12, and 13 just sucked. And then the last 3 episodes, you're like, oh my God, this is so good. But it was canceled by then because nobody cared by then. Who's going to watch it?
By then.
Yeah. Okay, and then Spring Baking Championship. I'm on like season 4 or 5. I think the guy Corey just won. And now we're on to the one where the gay guy with the shaved head who laughs all the time, he's gonna win this one. But these are really fun to go back and watch when all the hosts were still, or the judges were still, getting along and everything. It's pretty fun. Okay, so let's get into some advice. I have no attraction to girls, but I am being pressured to lose my virginity to one first. Like I have to give girls a chance before I can make my own choices. But isn't an open mind about doing what actually feels right for me? My parents even told me that they lost their virginity to people they didn't like, and how I'm the crazy one for not understanding that. Then they said,
Sounds like it's on fast.
if you really have a strong sex drive, you'd be itching for it right now. Why would I tell you that? My body, my choice. But they keep pushing. You're shutting girls out. No, I just don't. I just know what I want. What do I do? So basically, if it wasn't clear by this writing, this guy is saying that his parents are pressuring him to have sex with a girl first to try it before he makes up his mind that he's gay, because that's what you do. You have to make up your mind for it. So, anyway, and he's asking, what do I do? Divorce your parents, get away from them. They're crazy.
Come on, try it out, see what happens.
I mean, honestly, if your parents are weird enough that they're pressuring you to have sex with somebody to lose your virginity to somebody, especially somebody that you don't want to, uh, they're crazy. They've got issues. You need to not listen to them and you need to run away. And I'm sure
I,
this person's over 18, so it wouldn't be running away. It would just be like,
yeah, see, because
pounding.
I feel like he's over
Yeah,
18,
yeah, I'm
and so yeah, I don't know either.
mm, well, so yeah, but no, get the fuck away, run. Yeah. All right, hey Chubs, Timothy wants to know, when you eat with a group of people, do you eat at your own pace or try to keep the same pace as everyone else so you don't finish first? Well, what makes you think that I finish
Yeah,
first?
I never finish first.
Just because we're
Yeah.
Chubs, we're always like,
Okay, I think you can
yeah.
stop with that kind of talk. He did not. He wasn't implying that at
I
all.
know it's a
But you're
joke.
making him feel bad now.
Yeah, well, yeah, but
Oh yeah, Timothy, you
I
got to understand that's Matthew's mo. So
yeah,
okay,
that's
moving
what I
on.
do. It's how I roll.
Yeah, it makes him feel better by
When I
making you
push
feel
down, that's how
worse.
fat I roll. Is that what
Yeah.
you're saying? Yeah.
I don't I don't eat the way people eat. If I finish first, I finish first. If I, if we have to call for another side of mayonnaise, we do, and it takes a little longer.
And we have.
So, yeah, no, I usually don't finish first with people at the thing because I'm usually talking too much.
Hey, that's the same with me. I'm usually yakking, but I yeah, I just kind of keep my own pace. If I finish first, big deal. Who cares? And if I don't, big deal. Who cares? Yeah, it's all good. But I understand some people feel that that pressure, I guess. Hey Chubbs, Timothy wants to know any childhood memories about the Sunday paper.
Well, I used to love it because it was so big. Because we used to get the San Francisco Chronicle and we got the Sacramento Bee.
Ah,
So we got a difference in our in how many actually we got the Union for a while, and then when that collapsed we got the B. But it was the two different kinds of comics. I mean, there were a lot of crossovers,
hmm.
but you two comic pages. The ads came in on Sundays in the paper, so that was always fun too. But and entertainment, the pink sheet in the Chronicle, that was really good. It had new movie reviews. It had it was yeah, it was fun because it was all about entertainment.
Oh, yeah. I when we were taking the paper, and we mostly did because we had, you know, dogs and yeah.
What does that have to do? What, so you could put it down for
Because we
them to
had
pee
an
on it?
area, yes, because we
Oh,
had,
okay.
remember when we had that porch at the apartment and anyway, never mind. But we went through a lot of papers. The first thing I did with Sunday paper was I would read the comics and then the opinion stuff, and that's about it. But I do remember being a little kid and having silly putty and stretching it out and rubbing it on the comic, and then you pull it up, and
But
then
you
the
rubbed it
comics
out on the
on it.
comic?
Yes, and then
You
you,
rubbed one out on the
I said
comic, huh?
rolled.
Oh, sorry,
Your
sorry.
mind is just,
Yeah, it's
you
the Bell's
unclogged that
palsy.
thing too
It's the Bell's
much.
palsy. I don't hear as well as I used to.
Oh, there you go. At least you got something to throw into the mix. But yeah, the silly putty, you put it on the thing and then you pull it up and there's a copy of the comic, and
In
that was really
reverse.
fun. Yeah, that was really fun for like 5 minutes, and then like what do you do with it after that? It's not like you're a spy and you gotta, take this to your oh, silly putty. Yeah. But actually that would be an interesting little twist in the story. Hmm.
You could have,
Yeah.
if you were older, you could have done Corey Hart's face and then stretched it out to look like a
Woo!
normal face, and then you could have made out with him.
Like a normal face. Uh
Well, because otherwise it'd be this big.
that'd be a lot of silly putty, actually.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Well, have you seen those things that they have now? Those masks that it's just like nylon mask, like like a stocking used to be, and you put over it and you look like a different person.
No.
It's
I'll
scary.
have to look
It
at
is.
it.
It's really scary.
I
So
have noticed, I saw some story that there's a lot of people in bigger cities now that are like wearing stuff that like parkas and bottom face masks and stuff that come up so that it obscures your face to the cameras because they're tired of being tracked and stuff like that. But
yeah.
weird.
Okay.
Anyway, but yeah, no, I didn't understand silly putties after the first time. I was like, okay, that's neat. Hey Chubbs, Timothy wants to know if you are, oh no, in what
No.
way are you a difficult person? Honey, have you heard the show? Okay, that's your answer. Now for me, no, go
For
ahead.
no, you. I want to hear how
Oh,
you
a
think you're a
difficult
difficult
person.
person.
You know what? As much as people accuse me of being, kind of
A pain in the ass?
passive and going with the flow,
Oh, that,
like
yeah,
trying
okay.
to be a people pleaser and stuff like that. I'm actually pretty headstrong and know what I want and will take other people's opinions to heart, but in the end, I do what I want.
Hey, isn't that what Cartman says on South Park?
Yes, that's
Yeah.
what I always say with Kaya when we try to tell Kaya to do something, and she's like, "I do what I want."
Well, I'm to this age where I don't want to do that.
Mhm. Yeah.
I started off. I remember we were living in Los Angeles, and some friends came down, and they wanted to go to. They were staying with us, and they wanted to go to Magic Mountain. Okay, I don't do Magic Mountain because I don't
Mhm.
do roller coasters or rides that shake me or like whip
Ones
me
that come
around.
so close you can feel them on the top of your head.
Well, I'm
Mm.
talking about how, when you get off the ride and you feel like you've been thrown down a driveway or something.
Yeah, gotcha.
So I said, well, I'm not going. You guys go have a good time. But we won't have a good time if you're not there. And I go, well, then you're not going to have a good time because I'm not going. And I didn't go. And I've gotten it since then. It's like if I don't want to do something, I'm not going to do it. I'm tired of being guilted in or
Mhm.
oh, be a team player kind of bullshit. I mean, when it was work, that's one thing, but now it's no, that's when I'm a difficult person.
Mm.
You
Yeah,
know, you want to go to get hamburgers at a really terrible place in Sacramento? No, go ahead without me.
yeah,
But
I'm
get two sides for mayonnaise for Matt because he won't ask for them.
that's right. I want one for fries and the other to dip
No,
my
I get it,
burger
I get
in
it, but
because they
I'm
do
just
not
telling you
put enough sauce on those burgers.
that's the place that I'm
Mm.
referring to.
Yeah.
I don't want to go there.
I knew where you were talking what you were
Okay.
talking about. But yeah, no, I'm kind of at that phase myself. Like if I don't want to do something, I mean it. I'm not just it's not an opportunity for you to cajole me into it or whatever. I mean it. I don't want to do it. Anyway, all right. Moving on. I remember. Oh, by the way, thank you again, Timothy. Those were really good, thoughtful questions. Okay, so I remember my grade school crush.
Okay. Who was it?
Well, let's see. I was in like, well, second, third, fourth grade with this guy, and his
A
name.
guy? Oh my
Yes, I
God.
know. And see, the thing is I didn't even realize it was a crush. I just know that I just was like so wanting to like look at him and spend time with him, but I was also that whole thing about, when you're a little kid and you don't know how to react, so you end up like punching the person that you like or whatever. 'Cause
No,
you don't, yeah, of course you don't. You never do.
I was never a bully. Go ahead.
Well, apparently I was labeled a bully because anyway, his name was Jason and he was a twin. He had a twin brother named Kirk.
Oh, now you got my attention.
Yes. So Jason and Kirk, and I just thought Jason, there was just something about him that was absolutely magic. I don't know what the fuck it was, because when I look back at that, I'm just like, dude, he was like a squeeby little, but he,
Did you bang him?
girl. I did punch him on the arm at one point, and then I got in
Oh,
trouble with it about it. But well, how about you?
I never had crushes.
Hmm.
I had
Not
people I wanted to be like.
Now, see, it's interesting that you say that because I have gone through that type of phase where I have liked somebody, but I don't want to, it's not like a romantic thing. And then I realized it's because I would want to like look like them or be like them.
Well, mine probably was, crush, but
Mm.
that's the way because it didn't make any sense to me that that would
Hmm.
be a crush. So it must be that I envy them for who they are or what they look like or
Totally. Yeah.
whatever it was. That was what my that's what my closest I got to a crush until probably high school, maybe junior high. a
Makes
little bit. I don't know. There wasn't a whole lot of options on that this is even a thing when I was in school. So
exactly. Like I remember seventh and eighth grade, people calling me fag or gay, and me not even understanding what the hell that was, or that that type of thing existed.
you said, I am not a pile of sticks.
No, I wasn't even that smart. So yeah. All right. Well, let's get into what's in your lunchbox. And Mr. Moose wrote in and said, "Hey, guess what? I had human chicken. Oh, wait, no, Hunan chicken, from a different city or different restaurant today." I'm doing good with this. Strange how dishes are named the same, but they are totally different from restaurant to restaurant. Was a little sweet, but very spicy. Really good, actually, and I liked the heat.
Well, it all really comes down to the people running the restaurant because there's Mandarin, there's
Hmm.
oh god, what's the other ones? There's
Mandarin, Szechuan,
Szechuan.
uh,
They've got
Cantonese.
Cantonese, yeah. So and they all vary a little bit
Hmm.
from, but they all have the same dishes.
Hmm.
They all have broccoli and beef, but one's different from the other from the other.
And then there's some that are just knockoff. Like we have a couple Chinese restaurants out here that their stuff is just shit.
Oh, Merry Christmas.
Exactly. That was fucking horrible. $119 for mushy crap. Anyway,
For
I'm
four
not bitter.
people. Four people.
Yep. And yep, I haven't let it go yet.
Oh,
Okay,
either
moving
have
on
I.
though.
Ooh, it makes
Mr.
me
Mr.
angry.
Moose has also sent us a picture of some fried pickles as an appetizer.
Oh, see,
Delicious.
they look delicious. Now I know they're pickles. They're not.
Yeah. I don't know. I would try it. I could have
I
sworn
thought
I've
it was
tried them before,
I
but
honestly thought it was mushrooms and broccoli, and they were
oh
tempura'd.
yeah, sounds good.
Yeah,
But yeah, I'm sure that Ramble Redhead would just absolutely love this appetizer.
you're just so cruel.
Oh, leg day today. Worked hard in the gym and was hungry for lunch. Went to the diner and ate the special baked spaghetti. Not a lot of flavor, but filling baked spaghetti. I have heard of this recently, actually, not just
But
here, but
no, this is how a lot of people grew up on spaghetti. You had spaghetti one night, and then the next night you threw all the ingredients into a dish. It was a one dish, or yeah, I think they're called one dish, and Midwest. And then you'd heap some cheese on top of it, usually probably um, which Velveeta,
mm.
and you bake it, and it's like a pie.
Yeah. See, the thing is it in theory, looking at just in theory, I'm going blah, but honestly, I would probably eat it and just like it a lot.
It was
So.
actually really good because you got some crispy edges,
Yeah, I mean,
on
it's
the
kind of like
sides
a
and the bottom.
lasagna in a way.
It very much like a lasagna. It's
Yeah,
just too bad it didn't have any much taste to it.
right. Oh yeah, because I would imagine it would probably be better if it had some like extra sauce or something, put in.
Yeah, that's true.
But
Like a sauce over the top.
yeah, but awesome. Thank you so much, Mr. Moose. We really appreciate that. And Tom's going to tell you in a moment how to send us what's in your lunchbox or anything else you would like.
Chubs Gone Wild at gmail.com.
That is correct. And you can also find Tom's other podcast at swannerandjudd.com. Find my books and other projects at justkisstheguy.com. Find all of our links at allmylinks.com/chubsgonewild. And give us an email at
Chubs Gone Wild at gmail.com. And don't forget, if you watch us on YouTube, like and subscribe.
True, that's how we get our algorithms up.
I looked and we don't have a lot of views.
We have more than I thought. I was
Uh,
expecting one or two, but we actually got like, a whole 12 or something.
no,
So I'm
we're
impressed.
usually around 50 to or more. I think there was one that was
Uh,
100, and I think I was topless that day.
yeah, see, you need to do it's the sun's coming out, spring's coming out. Tits need to be out.
Are you kidding?
We'll get those chaser boys.
I am the whitest person in the nation.
Did you say white or wide?
Whitest. You're the
Okay.
whitest. Come on.
Well,
I'm not taking that away from you.
Oh, that's
you
my
kidding?
title, girl.
I go outside and the sun goes, oh God, what's happening?
Yeah.
I mean, you can see veins in my legs.
Yep. You and Clint.
Yeah.
Yeah, brothers. All right. Well, thank you so much for tuning in, and we will catch you in a week. Bye.
Bye.
A network of inclusion.
UnivazPods.net.
This show is part of the Pride 48 network.
This has been a For Fuck's Sake production.